Hey guys, I hope you are well. So today we will see that how to use Routemamba JS library in a PHP web application. So basically we will start this Routemamba JS library from scratch. I mean we will use it in our project. Basically we will create a simple. I mean we will create a simple you can say a simple website, and here we will implement the Routemamba JS library. So for now, first let talk about what is Routemamba actually. So basically Routemamba is a JavaScript library. Okay, it's a JavaScript library for what? Routemamba is a JavaScript library to design I mean to develop a PHP web application as a single page. No any PHP web application currently I mean if you are a PHP developer, then you can't develop a single page web application by using PHP or normal Apache server. How you actually host on your cPanel, like shared hosting actually, like if you can do single page, but it's more complicated, like you need Node.js or React, Angular, Vue.js, like that. But in this case Routemamba solved the problem of this the complex and I mean complicated things. So to use Routemamba, you just need to include a script tag in your HTML head tag, and that's you done. I mean how you actually include your JavaScript libraries in your project. So for what actually Routemamba is basically for who want to create the raw project. Okay, raw, I mean he or she want to develop a website by his own code, or you can say raw code or custom code, no any libraries others. So there he suppose he want he want to make his application single page. That time he can use Routemamba easily. So let's talk about Routemamba features. First of all, Routemamba is fast and light. Routemamba is a fast and lightweight library. Simply link it with a script tag and configure it by creating an app.js file. And Routemamba is a customizable also. Create highly customizable web apps. So you can do more. I mean you have the full control of customization in by using Routemamba JavaScript library. I hope you got my point. And it designed especially for raw coders and raw projects. It's mainly for raw coders who want to do custom codes, etc. you can say. And in Routemamba you can do server-side rendering. Basically you can we will do in this project PHP, but you can do also. But I didn't test actually with others programming language, but mainly when I just developed the Routemamba JS library, I just focused on PHP. Basically I just focused to make more strong the PHP web application and more interactive. That's why I just developed Routemamba. So Routemamba JavaScript library is most suitable and 100% suitable with PHP library, and you can use it commercially in your project or to your client project, to your you can say for any projects you can say. So later in Routemamba, when you will use PHP, it will be SEO friendly. Routemamba provides flexibility in handling web SEO while routing. You can check our documentation for more information. And the fifth number is it's open source. Routemamba is an open source library freely available for commercial use. What I said before, you can also contribute to the project on GitHub. Okay, and sixth now option is it's basically what I can say, it's basically a reactive system we are using here. It's a reactive. I mean it's you can say selector based reactive. I mean you can set a state management system, and so to when but suppose when you just changed a count, it will auto increase. So without any lots of code you can use easily here. Okay, so other things we will see in details in documentation page. So if you want to get access to the documentation site, you can see here's the Routemamba website. I will provide you in the descriptions. You can check it out. So And if you have any more questions, okay, so you can join our Discord channel to ask any questions or get help with us, or if you want to contribute with us, you can also join our Discord channel. So that's it. So basically, let's move on to the documentation page. If you click on the read documentation, you will go to the you will redirect to the documentation page, and you can see here the documentation. Yes, you can see the documentation here. Basically, I hope you got my point. So you can see that this is the documentation page. Okay, so this is Routemamba is currently well documented than older one. Okay, so you can see the documentations here. Okay, basically here you can see it's showing the building seamless user experience documentation for Routemamba. So here are some example in introduction about Routemamba, like welcome to Routemamba, a powerful JavaScript library designed to enhance PHP web applications by transforming them into full functional single page web application. Here you can see every introduction about the Routemamba. Here I just also told that Routemamba was developed with the goal of empowering PHP developers to deliver a user experience. Mostly I told you I just developed this library to mainly for PHP developers, but also if you want to just do with HTML, you can do with HTML, but in that case you can't do SEO for HTML, and you know SEO is most important for our project. Okay, I hope you got my point. So that's it. So first let's go to the getting started section. So here you can a video tutorial. I will upload this video. I will update this video to this. I will remove this video and I will upload this video to here. Okay, in this section. Okay, no problem. First of all, let's move on to the installation section. So in installation guide, you can see to start using Routemamba in your projects, follow these steps. Simple. You can do npm install Routemamba and you can script it. So the good thing, the best things is to use this script tag. It will be suitable for you. So first of all, Routemamba is currently latest release is version 3.1.2. So when you will use this script tag, it will automatically load the latest version of the Routemamba. So currently, let's create a project to use it. We will use VS Code and PHP server, PHP live server extension of VS Code to host our develop our this project. So first of all, I am on the Routemamba web projects folder, and here I will create a new project tutorial, Routemamba tutorial name. I will create a folder name Routemamba tutorial basically. So here I will go to this folder, and I will open this in a new file. Okay, basically. So I just opened it. Okay, I just opening it in VS Code basically. So I just opened it. Okay, basically. Okay, so here, okay, you can see let's do one thing. First of all, I will make it, I will make it enter tile window left, and I will move it to here. Okay, so that will be suitable for us to easily develop the application and the installation. Okay, so here you can see the installation guide. First of all, it's telling me to use script tag. Okay, and others information, script tag we need to in head tag and others information here. Okay, so you can see here. So okay, basically yes, what we can do, just a minute, so we can move this one. Okay, in this section that will be suitable. Let's move it on right section. Okay, so basically here, okay, yes, let's move it on right section, so it will be suitable for us. Okay, yes, that will be suitable for us, and put the VS Code in left, right section, and put it left section. Okay, basically you can see installation guide, script tag, and others. You can, if you install a npm, then you can say you have to get from the node modules file the Routemamba.min.js library. You can do it. So no, that's the simple thing. So basically for now, let's create a index.html, index.php. Yeah, okay, because we are using index.php file, right? Index.php. We just update it here, index.php. Okay, and that will be good for us basically. So let's do that. So suppose we just installed index.php here, I mean created index.php file. You can also create index.html, it will be good for also, it will be good also, no problem, but I think index.php is more better. So basically when we just created index.php, we will use a boilerplate of HTML. Okay, I hope you got my point. Yes, we will use boilerplate of HTML. You can see the okay. Now if you can set title Routemamba tutorial. We just added title Routemamba tutorial. Okay, so here basically what you need to do, you just need to add this script tag. Okay, you just need to add this script tag. I just copied it and input it in head tag. Basically just you need to do it here. Okay, nothing more. Now then later, okay, later step 5, create app.js. In step 4, link the Routemamba JS library. It's simple, or you can see, but it's showing others. Oh, it's showing others stuff. Okay, but you can see create the app.js file in root folder. This is the root, this is the root path. Okay, just let me save it. This is the root path. Okay, so in root path what you have to do, you have to create a app.js, and or whatever you want to, or keep the name. So it's, I created app, then app.js file as setup, I mean app.js setup file example. Okay, this is the app.js setup file. In app.js setup you have to set the server host first, then set meta content. So I will tell you what's the meta content later. Okay, first of all it's just app.js setup configuration, other things. So let's configure it first, and we'll just set it here. Okay, you just set up done app.js, and it's you have to set the server host based on the server identity. Okay, so here you can put localhost, and suppose if we run, let's set it localhost now for now, and later you have to set meta content. We know that for now we don't have any meta content. Meta content means where you will store the meta contents. So it's in inc folder and meta content.php file. So basically, so later after setting the meta content path, you have to set meta, this tag, into the head. Okay, so let's do it. We will see what's need to do. So you can see it after title Routemamba. For now just comment it out title, and comment out this title, and here you have to set the meta. Don't add title here when you will using SEO purpose and you are using PHP. Okay, so after adding as a meta content will be loaded. However, you may face an SEO issue with SEO since search engine crawlers cannot retrieve your SEO information from the meta content due to it loading after document ready. So what problem we will face? Basically, when we will add like this, so it will load when page is rendered and JavaScript is loaded. That time it will load the SEO. So that time the Google crawlers or SEO search engine crawlers will face a problem. When they will visit your page, they will not going to see any SEO title here. So to solve this problem, we will talk later about this in SEO configuration section. For now, leave it. And later we have to link the app.js file. You can see link.app.js file in body check. You can say body in bottom. You can say bottom. You must need to put it on bottom. I hope you got my point. Okay. So that's what we done. For now we will show the hello world h1. Yes, hello world. So that's what we done actually basically. But we just do done a mistake here. We need to set a meta content.php. So meta content.php, to create meta content.php you must need to need to create a inc folder. But let's talk about first let's create a folder inc, and let's create a meta content, new file, meta content.php. Just created it. So now here I will put the title Routemamba. Okay, I will put the title Routemamba basically. So that's what we need. Okay, I just added the title. So now check, our configuration is successful. Okay, But if I run, here you can see the extension. Actually I just installed PHP server extension, where let me show you PHP server. You can see I just installed the PHP server extension for tutorial purpose. You can use XAMPP server, Apache server. You can see I use PHP server, but you can see you can use XAMPP server, other server, etc. as you wish. Okay, but for now let's run it. When we will run the server, it will automatically load. You can see this is our server host. Okay, currently it's not showing nothing. You know why? I will tell you why. Okay, for now you can see it's not loading the content properly. Basically it's not loading any titles, any others content, you know, because it's loading meta content, you know. So if I go to the first now, for now let's copy the localhost 3000, because it's our it's our basically it's our server host. So in app.js you need to paste the server host here. Okay, you can see there you need to paste the server host. That's your server host basically. Need to paste it out here. Yeah, that's your server host basically. And we done the register of localhost, but it will not going to load anything here. Okay, this is it will not going to work now, because we just done configuration, setting, installation configuration. We need to do more things here. So what we need to do more things? Let's talk about project setup. In project setup, you can see the project root file, how you have to create the directories. You can see assets, routemamba bin.js, or you can directly link the scriptlet, that's okay. And you can see later we have a components folder. Okay, in components folder we have header layout, we have footer layout, we have others component like about component.php, index component.php. We have include folder where we can store meta content.php, and this inc or include, whatever you want you can use it. Okay, and in inc you can put header.php and footer.php for reusable the header, for reuse the header. Okay, here you can see the details. In assets routemamba, let's create first this assets routemamba. This folder contains routemamba min.js file, which is the main library. Make sure you to include this file in your project. So for now we are not creating assets, because assets, okay, you can create assets. Look, like if you create assets, here we can store our images or style.css. So like style.css, you can store this style.css for here. Okay, that will be good for it. Okay, but later we have to link it here. Okay, suppose we have just link css. Okay, we link css, but here we have to set assets style.css, and that will be the good things. Okay, I hope you got my point. Later, what is the components? This directory holds various components that make up your web application, such as the header and footer layouts. It's called here you will store the layouts, as well as a specific component for pages like the above page and index PHP. So include this folder common. You can see components you can install. So let's create a components folder. In components folder, components. Basically here we will store all the files. So here we have a header layout and footer layout. We will create it later, or you can create it create right now. Let's create right now. Okay, if you wish that, so let's create as we wish. But if you don't want to create, it's also okay, no problem. It's not important to create all folders whatever we mentioned. New folder. Okay, footer layout. Okay, we just created this for demo purpose. Later what we need to do, okay, let's create the header component.php file, or as you want, but for now we don't want to create any folders or other things basically. So now okay, here you have include folder where we will add a header.php footer. Okay, for now just leave it. Okay, so now you can see here. Let's move on the index. Okay, here's some details about components. Okay, you can see index.php, about.php. This is the main where different pages. It will represent the different pages of PHP. Like this index.php will represent. This is the index.php file. Page, index page, about page, etc. So move on the next section. In the HTML structure section, it's just a demo of HTML structure, how you should set your HTML. You can see our HTML structure is same as what we want, but one thing we just missed here, we just set meta, we just set added meta here, that's okay. Others HTML doctor, but here we have to do header load, root and footer load. I will explain what is header load, what is footer load, etc. Okay, so actually in header load it will load the header. We need to remove the, we can add any content here, we just need to remove it from here. Here we will add div. Okay, let's copy it. We don't want to waste my time. You can see this is the header load section. In header load section it will load all header contents without any reload. I mean it will update header content based on the route, or you can say URL, what you want basically. So why this? Actually, suppose a user, you want to use multiple header, that time you can do that. Okay, in this root container it will load all the root files. Okay, all the root contents of a page basically. So this is the page. In basically what's going on here, in index.php, this is that's a page, that's nothing, that's a page, nothing more. I hope you got my point. So there we just loading header, root container, footer. That's okay, that's very good things. And that's, you can see it's just an example of HTML structure for now. Okay, so let's that's the SEO configuration, or SEO configuration basically to do something. Okay, it's a demo of SEO configuration. Okay, we will check it later, no problem. We just don't want to move there right now. Okay, let's move on the routing and routes configuration. We will check the SEO configuration later. Okay, for in route and routing. Okay, here you have to, for now let's check it out. There are no any content you can see, because in app.js we need to set up the routes and render the page first. Okay, so let's do it first. Routing and route configuration. What is actually routing? In this section you can see the overview of routing and routes configuration. Routing in Routemamba involves defining how your web application handles different URLs or routes. By configuring routes, you can map specific URLs to corresponding actions, controllers, or components within your application. Routes configuration consists of defining URL patterns and associating them with the appropriate actions or components. This allows user to access a specific content or trigger, a specific functionality, you can say, based on the URL they visit. So let's see HTTP routes configuration basically. In routes configuration, you will see all the configuration like HTTP routes, pop and push out, navigate method, rendering method, everything you can see, you can find here. Let's talk about HTTP routes. What is HTTP routes? In Routemamba, HTTP routes are the URLs that user will visit to access specific content or trigger specific functionality within your web application. To handle these routes effectively, you need to configure HTTP routes by defining an array of route objects. So here we just what is HTTP routes? In HTTP routes basically, like we are visiting index.php, index.php, about page, others page, blah blah, everything what we want, that's called HTTP routes basically. Okay, I hope you got my point. So let's check the configuration of HTTP routes. Basically what you need to do here, you need to do, first of all, what you need to do here, check it out. Okay, basically set routes here. Okay, you can see here you have to do Routemamba. Okay, you can see my Google. Okay, Routemamba, then you have to do dot register, then HTTP, you have to type HTTP routes. Okay, here you have to call, this is a method. Here you have to put an array. Basically it will take an array with lots of objects. Okay, so now here what you need to do, then you have to create a add a curly braces and later see let's example, you can see lots of data example here. What's method do? I mean, let's method is get, meta loader is true, content URL is content home.php, container is root, data you have to if you want to pass any data, initial data, you can say preloader, error content, HTTP URL change, it mean if you want to HTTP URL change or not, or HTTP URL what will be the URL of, I mean, browser, I mean when you need to load the content of home.php. Okay, so let's see the example. Here you can see explanation on HTTP route. So this is method. So first of all, create a method. Let's do it. Okay, or you can see okay, let's create one by one. Let's method. So what will do the method? In method we have a get or post. We can set post or get method. Okay, basically we will do get request here, but behind the scene it will do it can do also post record, I mean post request. This is the features of Routemamba. So basically what is the method? Method is specific the request of post or get for the route. This method only accept post or get. You can set anything, but I will suggest for HTTP routes, I mean to do route handling, you must need to do the, I mean use the method get. That will be good for you. Then let's talk about meta loader. Meta loader actually a boolean. You can see meta loader actually, if you add meta loader, it's a boolean. You can should set true or false. What is meta loader? A boolean value indicating whether meta content should change for the specific route. It means when you will load a page, it should load the meta content or not. If you change the route, it should load the meta content or not. It will define this. Okay, I hope you got my point. For now you can see localhost 3000. We will set the meta content. You will see is it working or not later. So suppose we just done meta content loader. Now later content URL. What is content URL? Basically content URLs define that from where you want to load the content. So we basically for now we have components. Okay, in components we will add home. Basically for now we will add home.php, and here we will add h1. Okay, home, this is home, this is home. Okay, h1 sorry, basically this is home. So this is the home content, right? So here you have to put the content URL. What will be the content URL? This is components, because we are added in components folder than home.php. Later we have to set home.php. So in content URL it will be the components or URL from where the component should load. I hope you got my point. Then you have to put container mean what is the, okay, basically what is container? Let's talk about it. Container, the path to the content file will be loaded from the, I mean sorry, this is content URL. Container mean the selector for the HTML element where the content will be displayed. What it means actually. Container, what is container? Container mean where it will load the selector. Actually you need to set the selector. You can see already it's suggesting content. Basically the container will be, you can see here it's the root. So root means when if you go to the index.php, you can see this is the container, this is the root container. So you have to set the root. It's for when we are loading HTTP contents, main content that time. So here we will set root. Okay, basically root. Now what is the preloader? Preloader mean you can set a preloader like loading or skeleton section. For now if we can set loading like h1 loading. Okay, loading. You can set this to find out it's loading or not. Like here you can see preloader is loading. You can set HTML content here, or you can set any text here as you wish. And wait just a minute, here you can see data mean if you want to pass any data then you can pass. It's for dynamic purpose basically. So for now we will add data, but we will not going to pass any data. Okay, I hope you got my point. And this is error content. Error content means suppose you have a network issue, so that time you can show the error, or you can add the error, anything, error content, anything what you want basically. So this HTTP URL, then HTTP URL. Okay, or basically this HTTP URL. What it means? You can see everything. HTTP URL means do you want a change? It will be it will do the boolean value. Okay, but for this register route, for register HTTP routes, you must need to set HTTP routes URL change is false, because it will be by default, it will by default change change the URL. No, so don't need to set it HTTP URL true. So here you can see HTTP URL. Okay, we learned below that HTTP URL should change the browser URL bar for the specific route. Okay, that's okay. Later move on to the HTTP. There you have to define the URL. Okay, the HTTP URL that will be visible in the browser. What URL should be visible in the browser? About the browser's URL bar for a specific route. That's called HTTP URL basically. So in HTTP URL we will set and also it mean where this home.php content need to load. So when you will set index.php, that means when user will visit index.php, this route will load home.php content in index.php. Okay, for now our configuration is done. First home.php configuration is done. Later we can set header and footer. We will move on that later. Okay, but let's see the refresh it and let's see is it load the content. You can see it's not loaded the content because in body you can see the root content is blank. Why it's not loaded? Because we didn't render yet here. We must need to recall the render. So suppose if we go to the rendering method, let's move on rendering method. Then you can see we have a routemamba.render. You can see every details here. So if you don't place routemamba.render after register all the routes and header, then it will not going to load the content. Note that you must need to put the routemamba.render in bottom of all registrations. Register, routes, HTTP headers, everything. So if we render it, so let's see. If we just call the render now, if we refresh it, you can see meta is loaded. See, the meta is loaded. Routemamba tutorial, it's loaded. But we have a problem. What's the problem? It's not loaded the root URL. I will tell you why. And why it's not loaded root content, because here we added index.php basically, and in index.php basically you can see index.php. when you will load this, it will load this is home. Okay, so but when we will just load this blank, without any URL, but it's not loading. Why this I will tell you, no problem. Here you can put one thing. You can put one thing basically like let's talk about this index.php and blank. Here you can see you can set this. So now refresh it. Now if you refresh it, oh wait, here so we must need to set a things like this maybe. Yes. Okay, now refresh it again. Oh no, it's not loading because maybe it's not accepting currently. Maybe it's not. Yes. Yeah. Right, I am right. Currently it's not it will not going to accept array. So because here we just added this functionality to different purpose. To set. What I can say to use. More customizable, to feel more customizable. That's why we use that. So what you can do things, you can copy it, same things, and paste it here. Okay, paste it here like this. Okay, paste it here, same configuration, just you need to put here blank, or let's see if we put blank, it will load, or it can load or not. So now if we go to index.php first, it will going to load. Yes, this is home, it's loaded, this is home. But if we go to this section, it will load also, this is home. That's okay. But you can see routemamba tutorial. So from where it's loading? Because index.php have no any title section, because basically it's loading from meta content.php. So how can you stop the meta? So if you want to stop the meta, you can do meta content meta loader false. If you set meta loader false, see that if you set meta loader false, so when user will refresh it, it will not going to load. Currently it's loading. Currently it's loading because it's default. Sorry, it's meta loader false means okay. Let's check the documentation. Here we just added app.js maybe. Yes. No. Sorry. We put HTML structures and others. Yes, routings and configuration. Here you can see everything here. So meta loader means where meta content should change off for the specific URL. So it's for change the meta content for a specific URL. So you don't need to, you just need to keep the true, you just need to set it true for now. Okay, so it will by default load the meta content for this page. Okay, so that's okay for now. Now what we need to do, now we can, how we can load the header and footer. Okay, basically, so if you want to, okay, suppose let me tell you something. Suppose you didn't add a register meta URL, it will throw you an error. If you refresh it again, if you refresh, you can see define meta URL content, it will throw an error to define the meta content. Suppose if you not added the HTTP routes, what will it happen? If you refresh it, and it will, I mean, let me show you. For yeah, it will not going to affect for now, but when you will going to route, navigate, that time it will throw an error. So okay, let me show you example. Okay, let me complete it first. Let me complete the header configuration first. So let's do the setting header and footer routes. Okay, so header footer routes, you have to just register. You can register multiple headers for each page. Okay, oh yeah, here's the actually array, sorry about that. Here's the actually array, and for not for that. Okay, basically, okay, now let's configure the components in footer layout. We can set all the footers. Let's configure header 1, I mean header layout 1.php. it will be the first header. So here we will show header. Okay, let's show header layout 1. We will show header layout 1. Now sorry about that, this is not header correct one. Move on the next section, I mean footer layout, from footer layout to header layout. Now here we will show footer layout 1.php. okay, so now here we will show also h1 footer layout 1. So why this I will tell you, no problem. We just configure the header layout and footer. Now register the header and footer. So you can see register routes header, you have to call that. So you can see, I just don't want to waste time, so I just copying it from here. You can get all the configuration from here. Okay, so in the after registering route, you have to put it here and set the register. You can see it register, it's content header.php. it's showing content URL header.php, but not good. That's not, you have to put components here. Okay, basically here you have to put components, because our header layout is in components folder. Components, then you can see header layout, then header layout 1.php. so I just done setting configuration. Now you can see header load. Its header load means it will load header content in header load. Okay, it will load header content in header load. That's mean header load. Okay, so now you can see I just set HTTP URLs where it should load the headers. So for now remove the other things. And okay, so let's show you something okay, special things. Okay, so basically you can see here, if we refresh it, it will not going to load the header. Let me show you, it's not loaded header. But if you go to this section, it will load the header. It's loaded the header. So basically why, I will tell you, because we not registered the route of this blank. Okay, so this blank. Okay, let me show you something more. If we add this like this, I think yes, it will load. This is home. Yes, this is home. So you can instead of setting blank, you can add this. So here you can set to do one thing. Here you can do one thing. Here you must need to push, I mean set like this. So when you will set like this, it will load the header here. Okay, you can see header layout is loaded. So same thing with footer also, same. The footer, setting the footer also the same things, nothing different with that. You can set same things here. Okay, just need to change the header layout. Copy this, the component, the folder, I mean it's not main things where you added the file or created the file. The main thing is you have to set the correct path. So we just done footer load index.php about.php, but for now we'll copy this route because in this route we just done the configurations. So that's okay. So if we refresh it, you can see wait, yes, header layout. Okay, but here's the problem. Here's we got the problem, an error. Okay, it's showing not found. Okay, the components header layout one .php is not found because footer layout we added an hyphen here. So you need to remove the hyphen first because you can see. So because there's the error actually it's showing. So that's okay. Now if we that's a good thing. It's showing error. Now you can see footer layout 1 is loaded, header layout 1 is loaded. I hope you got my point. This is footer, this is header, and this is home. Okay. So in this section you can put any HTML content. I mean you can put any navigations, headers, others, whatever what you want as you wish. Basically, it's all up to you. You can do configuration, others, everything you can do. Okay, no problem here. Okay. So now after registering HTTP routes, now let's talk about pop route. That's the pop route and push route. We will talk about later. No problem. We will talk about later. But for now we have to create another page. Like we just loaded this page, but we need about us page. Okay. So what you can do in PHP we have a option. Like let's see. Here we just need to copy the whole content again in the about.php. I mean about, look at this, about.php. So what we need to do, we just need to copy the whole content again to about.php. Okay, about.php. I hope you got my point. Now that's not a good thing. Okay, for now just keep it like that for now. And let's load the content. Okay, here we can load about.php. It's on component folder, and here we will add h1. This is this is about page. Okay, this is about page, and that's very good things to hear that this is about page h1. Okay, and that's very good things. Now in app.js, what you have to do, just you need to register a new route. Just copy it like that and paste it here. Instead of components home about, and just put it about here, and here you not just need to put about.php. Just put here, and later what you can do in register header route. For now just don't register headers. Let's see what will be happen when we just don't register any headers and footer. You know that it will not going to load any header. Suppose we just move to about.php, and here you can see this is the about page loaded. Okay, carefully look at carefully. This is the about page is loaded, but now here no any header. So to add header, you just need to do add another array and load set about.php. Okay, same things here. You just need to do this, yeah, about.php, and save it. It will load the header and footer also, same here. Now look, this is header layout 1, this is header footer layout 1. Now note this, if you want to separate the header, like if you want to change, like for about page you want to add different header, for footer layout you want to set different footer. So you can do one thing, go to the footer layout and create a new file, footer layout .php. Here you can set h1 footer. You can set footer layout 2 for about page. I just added this. Okay, now do same things with header layout. New file, header layout 2.php. So you can copy it, just and set it here. So it will be easy. Header, now you will see it. You can set header layout 2 for about pages. Now what you can do, I mean it's so I just showing you it's for multiple header registration. So just remove it. Okay, for now just keep it. So just copy the so you want to register another header content. Just copy it here and paste it here. So you can see this is header layout 1. Just change the header layout 2 and remove the other thing. Just need to do this. Nothing need to change more. No need to set another container. Just do this. About.php, and here you have to set footer layout 2. Oh sorry, that's not. Just copy it. For now just copy it. Yes. So the footer layout 2, and here you can remove other stuff what you want. Okay, basically then just save it. If I save it, you can see, just look at this carefully. If I refresh it, yes, header layout 2 for about page, header layout footer layout 2 for about. But just if I go back, it will see header layout 1, footer layout 1, this is home. Now if I go to this, header layout 2 for about page, footer layout 2 for about page. That's a great things. So now let's talk about the other things. Let's talk about the pop route and push route. What's the pop route and push route basically? I mean here, pop route and push route. Pop route and push route means what we are doing in browser, pop and push. Suppose some developer wants a back button in back navigation button in mobile applications, or I mean like mobile browser, mobile web view, okay, website or web application. That time they can use it. It's basically especially for who want to develop the mobile view web applications and or hybrid application. That time it will work like a React. React. You can say it will be like it's very suitable for that. Okay, I hope you got my point. So we will talk about pop route and push route. So basically, let's talk about the pop route and push route. What's pop route? Pop route and push route. Pop mean let's show you example here. The pop route library provides functionality to navigate between routes by popping and pushing. This is push. This is pop. Pop mean go back. Push mean go forward. Okay, I hope you got my point. So let's register it. How can you register? Okay, actually, basically, what we are doing here, we just clicking on pop. It's going to about page. It's clicking on that. It's going to back. So suppose a developer, wants to add these features in this web page. He can add also. How can he add? Let's show you. Okay, but wait. For now, let's do one thing. We can see we are using multiple here, and that will be not good. Okay, so we need to reuse the code. So we can do one thing, reuse the code. So to reuse the code in PHP, we can do header.php here and new file footer.php. This is the included. It will be for reusability. So here we don't need to separate. Set everything for other. Separate. So you can just what you can do, just cut it and here paste it in header, save it, and here we can do. We can do PHP include. Then what we can do, include components. Then sorry, it's not components. Sorry, I just done a mistake. Inc then header.php, and for the footer just with also app.js also you need to copy. Okay, PHP include then what you can do, inc footer.php, and that's done. That's what we done. Now you can see if we refresh it again, it will be load for load for it. Now you can see this is index.php what we done with index.php. Now for every page you can just copy it and paste it in every page. Just no need to this blah blah, just paste it. So when you have to do anything, just you can copy it and paste it. Okay, now we can do one thing before going to pop route and push route. Okay, now we can set up pop out and push out for now. Let's do it. We will go to, I mean, we will jump into the SEO section later. For not for now, because you can see if we go to the about page, it's still the same route. I mean, same SEO. I mean, same title. So we can change the title. How can we change the title? We will show you later. No problem. It's called dynamic. You can load dynamic content, everything, whatever you want. So basically, let's move on the other section. I mean, the remove. Set pop out and push out. Okay. So we don't want the buttons in header layout just and footer layout just, because it will be the universal. So for a universal, it will be universal. So we can add it in header.php. In header.php, we can add here another button, like button id pop. Achha, okay. So we can do this pop. Okay, pop mean go back. Okay, pop. Okay, copy and push mean go forward. Okay, push. So what we done actually, basically, now if we refresh it, okay, you can see pop and push we got. Now if we go to the about us page, about.php, we can see here also you can see pop and push. So now what you can do, now if we click on this, it will not going to work anymore. So what we can do, so set up pop and push out, we can do routemamba.pop. What is routemamba.pop out? It means it will automatically redirect. Like example, let me show you. Let's see if we use the console. Okay, if we go to the console and paste it here, routemamba.pop out, it will redirect this URL to home page. Let's see. You can see it's automatically redirect to header. Okay. Now if we do the push out, it will automatically redirect to. So basically, this function this method is for when programmatically you can pop and push easily. Now if you click on, you just came on about.php. But for now it's reloading the page. I will show you how can you remove this reloading features. Okay. So now we have to do a button system. Button event listener, next event listener. Okay, I hope you got my point. So to do that, we can do this on app.js page or here as you wish. But let's do it here for now because we want to show that. Okay. So you can see for now you can see document dot query selector or document dot get element by id, get element by id, pop add event listener, routemamba.pop showing, but we can do pop route, routemamba.pop route, it will be pop route. Okay, I hope you got my point. Now here we can do one thing, you can see same things, push, oh pop, not that. Okay, so you can see that this is the same in the get element by id, add event listener, click. Now let's see one thing. If we refresh it again, now if we go to the pop, if we click on pop, it will go to the index. If we click on push, it will it's not working. Why not working? It should work. Refresh it. Okay, push. Oh yeah, it's working, but sometimes it's making problem because of no, it's not making problem. Now it's working because it's not loaded the JavaScript well. That's why it was making problem. Now you can see it's working very well, but it's loading. We will see how can we escape this because we refreshed it. That's why it's by default it's reloading the page. So to set I mean what we can do for now to set the navigate, like we want to go about us page. Okay, do one thing. Let's do one thing here. Set another I mean we want to go about an index page. Let's set navigation. Okay, let's set it out. So we will set a universal nav page, right? Universal nav. Listen to me. What is universal mean? Universal mean it will show in every page. If you set in header layout specific, we can also set, but we will set for now universal. Okay. So to do universal things, what we can do, we can just like here we just add this. Okay, and here just add an anchor tag. Okay, I hope you got my point. Okay, anchor tag, in anchor tag just whom, no, not whom. Okay, yes, it's actually whom. Basically about. This is about and whom. Okay, so in this section we will add you can add an ID. I hope you got my point. Basically, in navigate method, if you got there, in navigate method we can add ID, or you can set class for dynamically change you can say URL basically. Okay, I hope you got my point. So how can we do that? Okay, like let me show you something. Like if you set a but, okay, about, okay, you can set href. You can set href. What will be the href? Home mean blank, okay, and this href mean about. Okay, this mean about.php. Okay, I hope you got my point. Now check this out. Basically we can do one thing. We can set, what we can do, we can set certain ID, specific ID, or we can do dynamically. How can we dynamically? Let's told you. First of all, let's set the class. I mean, you can set class here. Set class equal to, let's show you how can we dynamically. Like we just added class here. So to class, in class mean nab link. Okay, so we added nab link. So now, right now if we refresh it, you can see we have a home and about. If we click on about, it's loading about page. If you click on home page, it's loading home page. Okay, but it's reloading. If you go to about page, it's loading about page, but it's reloading. So what can we do? So it will not going to reload anymore. So to do that, we can use navigate method. Here's the concept come navigate. So to do navigate, what we can do? So let's do it in app.js file, or you can do it app.js file or others, but you will do it here. Okay, so here we can do one thing. Let's create a variable var. Note that you can set var, so it will be suitable, but that will be good for. Okay, so to set var, we can set nav link. So to be nav link document dot get elements by class name nav link. That's be good. Now we can do nav link dot for each. We can do a loop, nav link dot for each, for each. You can see for each loop, for each element, right? Now you can do one thing, element dot add event listener click. Okay, element dot add event listener click. But here we can do one thing, event prevent default and stop immediate propagation. You must need to do that to escape the default. I mean, to escape the double click or any accidental others double click. You can say sometimes we do accidentally double click, so we can, to ignore that, we can do that. Okay, so now when we will do that, now we can do that in event that prevent default to stop the by default anchor tag, you know, the link. And to stop immediate propagation, you can stop the immediate propagation. I hope you know that. Okay, so now what can we do later? Next, the next method is we can do just call the routemamba.navigate. Basically here you can get lots of method, but you can do just simple that for now. So if we do that, okay, wait. If we do that, we can to load bookmarks.php, but you need to put a URL here. So to put URL here, what you can do? Just do one thing, bare URL, okay, equal to, or let URL. You can say let URL equal to element dot get attribute href. So the URL need to put here. Okay, so it will do everything dynamically. Now everything we done. Now if you refresh it, okay, it's showing nav link is not defined. Okay, let's see why nav link is not defined. It's showing basically nav link it's not defined because this nav link. Okay. Oh, it's oh sorry, here I just added nav link. It should nav link. Okay. So now let's see if we refresh it again. For navlink.for it's not a function. It's showing not a function. Sorry. So we can do one thing. Navlink.for it's not showing not a function, but it's wrong. It's wrong. It should be a function. So we can do query selector all. Query selector all. Then we can put here dot. So to set dot get a all class. Let's do one thing. If we refresh it again, now you can see it's loaded successfully. Now check one thing. Let's go to the about page. Now check one thing. We are on about page. Now if you click on about, you can see it's not loaded, and about.php page loaded successfully. But here's the problem. What's the problem? In root folder, it's not changing the home content. Like if you going to home, it's changing URL, but not changing the content. Okay, not changing the content. You can see here because components. Look at this. Why? Let me show you why. Okay, if we refresh home.about.php, you can see about.php content loaded after refreshing, but when we clicking home, it's loading home. Okay, if you click on about, it's loading about. It's not loading about content, but when clicking on home, it's loading home content, but not about content not loading. So you can see that why about content not loading here. So we have to find it out why about content is not loaded here. So if we go to the app.js, here you can see everything it's working fine. I mean it's okay, but we need to find it out why about php content is not loaded here currently. So basically I understood the problem here. Okay, so what's the problem? Basically I can show you. The problem is the main problem is with you can see this is the header.php. Here actually it's loading URL same things. I mean URL of this element, but I mean let me show you. Let's give you some example. If you console.log URL, console.log URL, so you can see it. Okay, without any wasting time. Okay, that's wait just a minute. Don't need to show the console URL. Let me show you here. You can see here nav link is this home, but here nav link is about.php, right? But what's going on here actually? If we go to the console, okay, console.log URL. Okay, now I will show you something here. Okay, now you can see if we refresh it, look at this carefully. When we will click on home.php, it's loading this path. That's okay. When we are clicking about.php, it's loading this path. Okay, but that moment it's not loading. I mean not navigating the URL. So why it's not navigating? To find it out, we can do one thing. Or navigate URL here we can set about.php. So if we do that, you can see this about page is loaded. About page loaded. But in that case, about page is loaded. But when we will okay, let's move on home. We go move or added on. We just moved on home. But when we will just add the backslash here, it will not going to load the. I mean this is home. I mean not going to change this. So you must need to focus on that. You can't add the backslash in here. Okay, so that's the point. So if I refresh it again, you can see and now refresh. Go to the home first. Okay, so if I refresh it again, you can see if I go to the about, it's changing the about, not redirecting. I mean I'm reloading. If you go to the home, it's loading home, not redirecting. If I go to the about, it's loading about. But you can see one thing, the header and footer is not changing. So to do that, what you can do? So I just told you something mean in the navigate, it's you can see it's just navigation. So in navigate you can see lots of others configurations here. Okay, Routemamba navigate. So just copy this additional example. I mean or you don't need to copy, just keep it like that. So here you can see one thing. First of all, this one is for data. You can see here I just passed data here, and the second object is for configuration. So just copy the second object. For now we can put blank here, and later in second configuration we can do one thing. We can do header load true, header load true, header load true, true. Okay, header load true. So if we set header load true, what we're going to do here? Okay, let me show you something. If I refresh it again, look at this carefully. If I click on a home, you can see header is changes. If I click on about, you can see header changes, but not footer changing, because we didn't added the footer is true, but footer load true, footer load true. You can see footer load true. So now what you can see, if I refresh it again, if you go to the home, it will change the full header and footer. If you go to the about, it will change the header and footer, and that's a good thing. Now if you click on pop, it will not going to reload. If you click on push, it will not going to reload. If you click on pop, push, everything is working very fine. That's very good things. Now I'll show you something. Suppose you didn't added the server host. Right? Server host, just hide it. And if you refresh it, it will load the page. It's okay. But when you will try to redirect, it will throw an error, server host undefined. Okay. So you must need to set a server host. Then you have to do that. I hope you got my point. So let's move on the next topic. Okay, now next topic is basically for SEO. Suppose we just done pop. It's not changing the URL. You can say title. So what we can do, because that title, our meta content file is single. So how can we do that? So we can track which page user visiting and what data we are getting. So to do that, we can do one thing. What we can do basically. So if we go to the SEO configuration section, where's the SEO? Yes, in getting started and in SEO configuration, then here you can see the any content of header.php file. It's header.php file means you can set header.php file is basically for search engine. This is for search engine. So you have to do you have to add it in header.php. It's for search engine basically. I hope you got my point. But wait, what is search engine means? There I have different topic. In meta content.php, what we will add, the same thing you must need to add it in here. Okay, so why I told that to you, you have to understand that. You can see in the meta content.php file what you can do. Look at this device wide initial scale blah blah is okay. So you can add it here, or as your choice, you can add it here. Okay, if you don't want to add here, you can do also. So what you can do, you just copy this. What is this? This is the piece of PHP code. What it will do, it will check the route. By default in meta content.php, we are sending a route route parameter. What will tell you the path of this page, what page you are visiting. So to say, if you can add a case here. Okay, by default, suppose it's unknown, we will set unknown. Okay, suppose we just what we done, we just okay, let me show you something. So we just added the unknown here and remove the title, right? Remove the title from here. If we add here, you can add everything here. After you verify, you have full customizable option here. You can add anything, any title, description, image, anything, and others meta information you can add here. So what you can do, when we are checking index.php, then it will index.php, you can add index.php as you want, or you can check this or not. Okay, in case this you can add whom, about.php. If about.php you can add, if privacy, so we don't have privacy, or remove it. So now if you save it, look at this. If you save it, now if I refresh it, okay, don't need to refresh, just go to the click on a home page, it will loaded home. If you click on about, it will load about. If you click on home, it will load home. Now same thing do with push. If you click on pop, it will load about page, it's loading about. Push page, it's loading home. So the SEO is dynamically changing. So suppose let me show you something. Suppose you don't want to change the okay, let me show you something. If you refresh it again, it will load the about I mean you can see it's loaded about. Okay, it's loaded about, but here have some problem. Suppose suppose you want to just you go on you just redirect navigate to home. So suppose you just don't want to change the SEO for any purpose. Okay, so that time what you can do, you can do one thing. You can see here's the header load. You can see here's the header load, footer load. Now here you can see routes and configuration in navigate method. You can see this is the header load and this is the footer load, right? But here you can see more option here. Okay, you can see method also. You can set. You can see meta loader, HTTP URL change. So suppose if you don't want, let me show you. If you don't want to change the meta loader, I mean you don't want to load the meta. Okay, you don't want to load the meta. I mean if you want to set false, if you set false, like suppose you are on home, so you want to show home, don't want to change the meta content. So if you click on about, it will load the about page content but not going to change the meta content, okay, anymore. So you can do this here. But if you don't, suppose you just added true, okay, so it will going to change the meta content. So I refresh it and you can see it's the changing the meta about. It's home, it's on home. Okay, now say let's show one thing. What is HTTP URL change? It's mean, do you want to change the URL? That's mean, do you agree to change the URL? If you set it false, by default it's true, but if you set it false, then what will happen? Let me show you. Now if I refresh it, see we are on home, right? If you click on about, it will change the meta content, but it's not changing the URL. If we on home, it's not changing the URL but changing meta, because we added HTTP URL change false. That's a good thing also. Okay, I hope you got my point. So now you can set HTTP true. So if you set true, then it will going to refresh it. It will going to change the URL based on the navigations. Okay, I mean what's going on? Oh no, wait, it's not changed right now. So if we go to the about section, it's loading. If you click on about, it's loading. About home, that's working very fine and very well basically. So that's very good things actually. So right now you can see we will move on the next topic. The next topic is the data sending. Okay, but wait, but we have a issue. What is the issue? I told you about SEO. Okay, here we have to do the same things with same things on this inc header.php, because it's rendering from server. The meta content.php is not rendering from from directly from server side, it's client side. So that's why it will be a problem like React.js in SEO, and Google search engine will not going to crawl anymore. So what you can do, you can do one thing here. You can set these same things. The meta content.php file code here. You can do same things here. Okay, this same thing here. Okay. Let me show you. Okay, you can do same thing here. Yes, same thing here. Okay, same thing here. Just put it here. Okay, no matter, title will be, if you add title in meta, no problem, that will not going to create any problem anymore. So that's very good things. So if I refresh it, you can see it will load SEO very, it's showing an warning. Okay, warning mean, that's mean, okay, why warning? Let me show you. Warning mean you can't do the route. Okay, so you have to do route this. You can do this, you can't do this route. Okay, you can do this, you can't do this if else conditional, because you are getting the, you have to get the route by default. Okay, so what you can do, you can just, wait, why I just redirecting this? If I just refresh it again, then you can see it's showing unknown. Unknown mean it's not getting the key route. The key route, you can see unknown. That's why at first it's loading unknown, then later it's loading the others one. So first of all, okay, so you can say add $route here. You can add $route here, and if we refresh it again, and you can see it's still showing unknown, but not, it's still showing unknown because at first it's not getting any things, maybe let me show you. If I echo the route, okay, yes, we can do one thing, echo the route, and okay, by later no problem, no problem, we can solve it later in future. I mean, we can, but it's not necessary to see that. I just told you how can it's working. Like if you go to the about page, like if you go to the about page and refresh it, you will see it's loading about at first. Okay, it's loading the about at first, and you can see that if I remove it, then when we will load the about page, it will be at first load the localhost. You can see localhost, then loaded home, then loaded about. So to ignore that, you can do one thing, this. So when you will redirect it, I mean refresh it, it will load at first about. It will not going to change. It will load at first about. So that's very useful to us. So now let's talk about the data sent by default. Okay, so to send any data by default in on navigation, okay, you can send ID like this, ID method, but you have a method also. You can see method by default, the method is get. So you can see send ID on navigation, I mean ID what you want actually. So you can see here's the data method options. You can suppose you just send ID, okay, or ID don't know, you can set name. Or you suppose we just added author Rejwan, okay, we just added author Rejwan. Okay, so you can save it. So what will be happen here? Okay, now if I refresh it, you can see now look at this. If you click on home, you can see it's redirecting to author Rejwan. Okay, if I click on about, it's by default adding author Rejwan. By default adding author Rejwan, because why it's adding? Because it's on get method. You can see it's on get method, right? So now let me show you something. So suppose in header dot, I mean in about home component, if we can, this is home, we can show you something like this. So like look at this. If we do that, PHP echo $_get author. So by default, what will be happen here? Okay, it will add the okay, it will add the author name. So you can see, let me show you home. If you go to the home, you can see it's Rejwan, but in about page it's not showing any Rejwan because we not added this. Okay, but here's some problem. It's just not changing the URL. I mean changing the URL. We have to find out why it's not changing the URL. So to find out that, you must need to find out why or what's going on here. So if you go to the console .log URL, okay, what's going on here? Yes, we can just set get method get here. Okay, here you can see many option. You can see you can send pass data like here also, same thing it will be happen, no matter. Okay, so you can see now if we refresh it, like if we refresh it, it will load the about. If you click on home, it will loading home, but it's not changing the about.php. okay, it's not changing the about.php. We have to find out why it's not changing the about.php, because it's conflicting. Okay, it's conflicting. So what we can do, we can do one thing, like what we can do, we can add a condition here. What condition? We can add a let data. We can put here data. Okay, so now we can add a condition. If URL double equal to this, then what we can do, data equal to author Rejwan. So what it's mean? It's mean we are just setting that if URL is home, then we can, I mean it's a validation, you can say validation. If we refresh it now you can see when we will click on home, oh, it's still adding author. Why it's adding author Rejwan, I don't know. We need to fix it out, and we will fix it, no problem. We will fix it. Still it's adding the URL is not okay. Suppose we just added about.php, .php. We added this. Let's see what's going on when we just check this. Okay, basically what other stuff you can do everything whatever you want actually. Home, it's loading home, but undefined key you can see because no any key redirect. Now you can see it's redirecting, so it's working like that. Okay, so in home page, let's remove the in the about component, not about components, in home components. Where's the home component? Oh yes, home.php. In home.php, just remove that and cut it. Okay, you can you have to configure everything as you wish. Okay, and you can put it here. Now you can see if I refresh it, it will not going to show you anything. Now if I reload it, I go to the about, it's loading the Rejwan. So same things about you can do. What we done here, we just done manually, right manually, but you can do one thing. What you can do, you can do one thing, like you can you don't need to pass data here by default. Okay, what you can do, suppose you have a URL, right? Now URL, where's the URL? There's the URL. So you want to just pass here author equal to reg1. So if you pass here like that, how actually like that, actually you can pass any data here. So if you pass like that, if you refresh it, and if you look at this, if you click on about, it will automatically load author, right? So undefined key author. Oh, it's not, but it's conflicting. Wait, but there have a problem. It's conflicting mean that's the problem. Let me show you. By default, we don't need to add the meta content, blah blah everything. So remove it just. Okay, so if you navigate the URL, right, so you can see if you refresh it, it will going to load the content reg1. If you click on home, it's loading home. If you click on that, it's loading. Oh no, it's not working. Maybe it's not working. So why it's not working? We need to find it out. Console.log and then URL. Okay, let's see why it's not loading, because maybe it's conflicting some issue. If you click on about, yes, it's loading author, but it's not loading. Why? Maybe it's something issue with others configuration. We will check it out later. But you can but I can tell you that you can load the data this basically like this dynamically. Basically you can do this. Okay, so that's the way how you can pass the data and do other stuff how you actually want. Okay, I hope you got my point. So okay, basically let's show you something like that. Yes, that's how you want actually. Let's test something like if we pass that like that. Let's see what's going on. Okay, if I refresh it and if I click on about, yes, now it's loading. Look at this. Oh, that's not console, sorry, need to remove it. If I go to the home, okay, now if I click on about, yes, there have some issue with that, so we will fix it, no problem. And actually basically that's the main things of the pass the data actually. So you can pass data like this. Okay, I hope you got my point. So now this topic is end here. Now we will move on the next topic. We will talk here. You can see that most of description. We will most see the you can see in documentation. You can see all the example done. Example documentation. What you want actually for your configurations, others methods. I hope you got my point. So everything you will find here, no problem. That's very good things. Okay, and this is the tabs we will in the next. Okay, this is the basically basic informations and others. This is the setter configuration routing method. I just told you this video in this video. Others others method like creating tabs, state management, we will talk it about later, and you can see others configuration in documentation. So for today. We will learn. I mean, in this video, we just learned how to configure the Routemamba JS library, how to routing, how to set up route configuration, how to set up app.js file. So by like that, you can make your web application. So that's it. So today, for now, bye. See you again, and keep using Routemamba JS library. Tata.